time I grind, promise I'ma do what's right. Open eyes, see the sign, now I give it all I got. This is not what you think, this is nowhere near.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your late, out of date, Raw review. I would have nailed it if I got that review part right. The Wrestling Jesus impression, though, I gotta work on that. But anyway, welcome back to Raw Uncut. More importantly, welcome to my official Monday Night Raw review for May 23rd, 2016. I know it's 3 days too late, but who gives a fuck? We gonna review this shit now, as well as NXT, so let's get started. We start off with Seth Rollins opening up the show. Got a huge pop again. And at first, he was feeding into the cheers, feeding into the crowd. It seems like they was going, for the babyface ramp. But before you know it, let's turn him heel again. Why is WWE so desperate? Why is WWE putting all their stock into Roman Reigns? He's not over. He will never be over. He gets massive fucking boos everywhere he goes. Just like he did, I was about to say tonight, just like he did on this episode of Raw. As soon as he came out to confront Seth Rollins, he got massive boos. He didn't say anything, he just got in the ring. And Seth Rollins, like the chicken shit heel that he is, which we can accept it now because, he's not going to be here for long. I'm thinking they're going to go with a double turn. If that's the case, good. Book that shit like Steve Austin and Bret Hart. It's actually one of my favorite moments as a kid. Shane McMahon comes out and interrupts them both. And he makes the main event for Money in the Bank. Roman Reigns will defend the World Championship against Seth Rollins. Awesome. And next we got the Money in the Bank qualifying matches, and that's what I forgot to mention at the beginning of this goddamn video. Almost every match on this show was a Money in the Bank qualifier, and apparently SmackDown only had one, which was Alberto Del Rio versus Zack Ryder. Ain't no need to say that it's a spoiler because you already know who won. Zack Ryder is a jobber on the main roster, so of course Del Rio won. He's not going to win the Money in the Bank, obviously, but still. And the reason I know he's not going to win Money in the Bank is because I read the dirt sheets as usual. John Cena's comeback feud is going to be with Del Rio. Are you fucking serious? Come on. Also, what I read on the dirt sheets, it kind of made me mad a little bit, but then again, it didn't because she asked for it. But they released my baby, Eden Styles, man. I love Eden Styles. One of my favorite female announcers right next to JoJo. JoJo, she does her announcement with authority, with the sound. She does the in her voice. But Eden Styles, man, she's the only person that can announce Kevin Owens to the fullest. Like everybody says, Kevin Owens. Meanwhile, she says, Kevin Owens. That ain't even. We gonna edit that out. That doesn't sound right. I'll leave that to Eden. Well, I can't leave it to Eden because she can't do it anymore. God damn it. But anyway, first qualifying match, you got Sami Zayn versus Sheamus, and this was a pretty good match. I'm actually getting impressed. I fucked up. I'm actually impressed with Sheamus as a heel now. When he first turned heel, coming back to the WWE, I wasn't really into it. I mean, I was already bored with the dude, and I was thinking they was going to do something with him as a heel, but then they stuck him in the League of Nations, which went nowhere. Well, we got Sami Zayn versus Sheamus. Pretty good match. Sami Zayn wins, of course. I actually thought Sheamus was going to win going into this. Thank God he didn't, because we all know what happened next. So after this match, we got, and it was a beautiful ass Haluva kick in the corner, by the way. But after that, we got Apollo Crews backstage with an interview, and he's talking about this new era. And I feel for Sheamus. Pause the way that sounded. But I feel for Sheamus. I agree with everything he said. It seems like he's watching JD from NY's videos, the Joe Cronin Show's videos. Because right now, it's not a new era. It's the same old shit over and over and over again. Same set, same song. Had that same set and song for, what, 4 years now? Well, same set for 3 years, actually, because Raw 1000 happened in 2013, right? Yeah, July. Was it July 23rd, 2013? I'm not sure. Or was it 2000? I don't remember. I think it was 2013. But that's besides the point. They had the same theme song for 4 years straight, man. They needed to change it up. I'm tired of hearing Tonight Is a Night. Especially the remix version. I like the other version better. The slower version. The way it is now is kind of ass, man. It's kind of ass. Right now, SmackDown has the better theme song. And I don't even watch SmackDown. We might have to though, because SmackDown is getting ready to go live July 19th. I can't fucking wait. That way I can start reviewing SmackDown too. You know, I've only reviewed maybe 1 or 2 SmackDowns this year. I'm not sure how many SmackDowns I reviewed, but I'm pretty sure it was at least 1 or 2, maybe 3. I don't know. But right now I just don't give a shit. But anyway, next we got oh, and Sheamus goes off on Apollo Crews. I forgot to mention that. Sheamus went off on Apollo Crews, saying this is not a new era. I guess that's what he's saying. I wasn't paying attention that much, but he was beating the shit out of Apollo Crews, and it looks like Apollo has a new feud. It's about damn time, because the last month and a half he hasn't even been on TV. So it's good on WWE's part. Not that Apollo Crews hasn't been on TV, it's because, you know, he's finally on TV and they're finally putting him in an incredible feud. It's about damn time. I was thinking you should put him in the feud with Baron Corbin, because they didn't finish what they started on NXT. They just kind of brought them both up simultaneously, you know, without even letting them finish what they did in NXT. Right now, it seems like Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin is in a never-ending feud. This is going to be Kevin Owens, Dolph Ziggler all over again. I can see it now. Come on, WWE. But next we got the New Day versus the Social Outcasts. It's basically a squash match. It only went about 3 minutes, maybe less. I don't know. But then we hop into the second hour. We got Cesaro versus Miz and another Money in the Bank qualifier. Great match, man. Miz continues to impress. Ever since Maurice came back, I've been becoming more and more of a Miz fan, because I fell out of it, you know, after they turned him face. You know, he became irrelevant, and then they gave him this bitch ass Hollywood gimmick that failed. You know, that shit was so boring. He became a jobber, jobbing out to everybody. Then he became IC champion, and then dropped it to somebody else. I think I might have forgotten, man, because I don't really watch Raw like that. But when I do, sometimes I tend to not care, you know. But his first run as the Hollywood gimmick, that shit failed immediately. Then Maurice came back, and he won the championship again. And ever since then, up bars. I mean, he's getting legit heel heat, you know. I'm enjoying it, man. I hope it never ends. Probably will, but I hope it don't. But Cesaro defeats The Miz, in which he also gets an Intercontinental Championship match. On SmackDown, we all know what happened there. If you read the spoilers, you know that Miz actually retained. So, yeah, we ain't got to worry about Cesaro winning the title. Or maybe he can win it at SummerSlam. Yeah, don't take that title off The Miz just yet. Wait till SummerSlam. He can give Cesaro a definitive title shot. I don't keep saying definitive. Give Cesaro a title shot for SummerSlam. Big win at a big place. Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Crowd's going to erupt. Remember what happened to TakeOver Brooklyn, right? They was loud in a motherfucker. SummerSlam going to be just as loud, as long as it's a great show and they don't fucking bore us to death. And I think that Golden Truth shit is about to come to an end. Thank God. Still can't believe they gave them motherfuckers a 5-minute vignette. That shit was supposed to be sad and funny at the same time. That shit was horrible. My father laughed at it. I don't know. My sense of humor is different from his. But that shit was stupid. But anyway, next we got Chris Jericho versus Apollo Crews and another Money in the Bank qualifier. There was actually a botch in this match. It was a decent match nonetheless, but despite the botch at the end, but I fucked that whole thing up. Let me rephrase that. Despite the botch at the end, it was a decent match. That's what I was trying to say. I think what was supposed to happen is I watched the Lex Man's review, and what he said actually made sense. You know, and I actually pictured it in my head like that would have been an awesome move. You know, because what had happened was Jericho went for the lion salt, and Apollo actually kicked up, and Jericho accidentally kicked him in the face. He popped up a little too late. So what was supposed to happen was, like, as soon as Jericho hit the ropes for the springboard, Apollo was supposed to kick up immediately. Jericho was supposed to fall on his stomach, turn around, and Apollo Crews hit his moonsault. That would have been awesome and would have made the match even better. You know, but if he hadn't popped up too late, he wouldn't have got kicked in the face, up bars. I just hope he's okay though. Hopefully he ain't seriously injured. Hopefully he got no concussion or nothing, because I'm really looking forward to this feud that he's going to have with Sheamus. Hopefully, you know, if this is not going to lead into a feud with Sheamus, then just like JD from NY said, it's a complete waste of time, and he should have won the match, you know. But Jericho took the win, and that's about it. You know, I don't mind Jericho winning as long as Crews and Sheamus feud. You know, because Cruz needs a feud and Sheamus needs a feud, pretty much. And this could be a pretty good feud, you know. They're both stiff, pretty much. I mean, I'm pretty sure some of y'all, you know, that are hardcore fans, remember Uhaa Nation. Pretty sure y'all saw some of his matches. Dude was pretty stiff. But anyway, next we got Big Cass versus Bubba Ray. Enzo returned, which is cool. Did his usual stick. And then just, you know, talking shit in the ring as usual. Funny as hell. And it looks like this feud is going to continue between Big Cass and Enzo and the Dudleys. Right now, I don't really mind it. You know, I don't mind it continuing as long as it finishes up at Money in the Bank, maybe. If not Money in the Bank, then Battleground. Because come SummerSlam, come SummerSlam, we should really have that New Day versus Big Cass and Enzo match, for real. I'm actually looking forward to that. That actually marked the end of the second hour. Damn, should have gone by fast as hell. Time 14 minutes, we good. By the time we get to this part, it'll be less than 14 minutes. But start of the third hour. We got Charlotte's Women's Championship celebration. Now this, a lot of people said it was boring. Well, not a lot of people. Some people said it was boring. But I think it was the other way around. This was actually pretty damn good. And this is basically Charlotte dumping Ric Flair, saying that she don't need his ass no more because she has Dana Brooke. And it actually gives Dana Brooke something to do. And, you know, Dana Brooke can actually learn from Charlotte, you know. Did I really say learn from Charlotte? Dana Brooke really needs, you know, somebody to leech off of, basically. You know, because by herself, it ain't going to work. And I guess they saw that as well, you know, the WWE. I knew that shit from the start. But she is hot as hell. But the first thing that comes to mind when I see Dana Brooke is she got them spring break titties, man. In the words of Blast Mercedes, she got them spring break titties. And then in the words of S.J.'s Money, when she turns around, the camera pans to her back, I be like, fat ass! Bruh, she has a fat ass, man. I love a white girl with a fat ass. Slow money, man. And then the rasping in her voice tops it all off, man. I love a girl with a good rasping in her voice, as long as it ain't too raspy. You know, but rasp in a girl's voice is sexy as fuck to me. I don't know why. Especially when it comes to sex, and they moan like the moaning makes it even sexier. You know what? We gonna edit all that out. We just got way out of hand, bro. So if you talking about running that raw, not porn. What is wrong with me? Like I said, Charlotte dumps Flair, and you know what else? You know what was funny about this segment, bro? Flair was obviously wasted. He was fucked up. You could tell he'd been drinking because he was slurring over his words, botching his promo, bruh. And just like the crybaby bitch that he is, he started. Okay, let me not say that, because that's Birdman. He was a crybaby bitch. I don't say it no more. But he cried as usual, you know. And I believe that this was one of Charlotte's best promos. I enjoyed this, man. Her heel work is phenomenal. No pun intended. You know, AJ Styles. I'm just saying, man. She's doing better as a heel than she ever has, you know. Remember the BFFs in NXT? That was good, but this is better. I'm loving it. Keep her as champion till SummerSlam. Next we got Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler. Which honestly I wish it was Baron Corbin. But then again, now that I think about it, Baron Corbin shouldn't really suffer another loss, man. So thank God it really was Dolph Ziggler. But this is a Money in the Bank qualifier. Dolph Ziggler took the loss, thank God. Funny thing is, it don't really make sense. I mean, he lost at Extreme Rules to Baron Corbin on the pre-show nonetheless. So maybe it should have been Baron Corbin. Who knows? I don't know. Whatever. Guess it makes sense. But this was a decent match. I'm over Dolph Ziggler. Not really a fan of this dude anymore. Only way I can, you know, become a fan of him is if he becomes a heel. You know, turning Ziggler heel, you know, would get him over, because right now he barely gets a reaction when he comes out. I mean, he gets a reaction from the ladies, and that's about it. The kids, they just sit there. The grown-ass men, they just sit there. It's only the women that cheer for him, you know, because he's sexy, you know. That's just women. As men, we see him as a spaghetti hair jobber, pretty much. In the words of Smart Busters, it's been a while since I watched their videos, but in the words of Smart Busters, he's a spaghetti hair jobber. And right here, I said, I'm tired of seeing Dolph Ziggler either put him in a credible feud that matters. Because right now, him and Baron Corbin, that shit does not matter. At first, I thought it was going to be pretty decent. I thought it was going to be a short feud, but still going on, and now it no longer matters. Nobody cares. Neither one of them get a reaction. So either put him in a credible feud that matters, or just release him. Just saying. And hopefully when they do the WWE draft, please do not put him on Raw. Put him on SmackDown so he can actually get over on his own. Because right now, he ain't doing shit. But anyway, next we got the main event. The final Money in the Bank qualifier of the night. We got Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles. This match was pay-per-view quality, bro. This match was fucking awesome. I've been waiting on these two to have a match since the Royal Rumble, bro. Even though AJ Styles shouldn't have been in the Royal Rumble, and I'm not saying that because JD from NY said it. I'm just saying he shouldn't have been in the Rumble because it was a waste of an appearance. They could have waited until the next night on Raw, or at least the night after WrestleMania, you know, because he would have got a way bigger prop, you know. To be completely honest, I love JD's idea of the Bullet Club ambushing, you know, Monday Night Raw. You know, like a Nexus style debut after WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania. You know, if the Raw after WrestleMania got better cheers and shit, because this year's Raw after Mania, it wasn't a bad show, but it was one of the worst ones out of the bunch. You know, crowd wasn't as hyped as they usually are. Not a lot of trolling in the crowd. You know, some of the crowd wasn't even, you know, like paying attention. You know, but anyway, before the match even happened, the Breakfast Club breaks up with AJ, or AJ breaks up with the Breakfast Club. Y'all know that they, you know, refer to them as just the club. So I'm calling them the Breakfast Club. There's so many words you can put in front of the club. You know, as JD would say, the Breakfast Club, the Poker Club, the Strip Club, the Turkey Club. You know, it's different. There's different words you can put in front of the club. You know, that's embarrassing, man. They couldn't come up with anything, you know, more important than the club. I'm talking about a name. They couldn't think of anything. They couldn't think of any name more important than just the club. Whatever, man. Why couldn't they just call them Gallows and Anderson? Why the club? Come on, man. And then hearing AJ Styles say the club is back together, that oh man, that just made it even worse. But there's a positive out of this. The funny thing is, this is the weakest breakup ever. Even Vince Russo said this shit, and I read his standpoint on it on WrestlingInc.com. What he said was this was a good idea to break the Breakfast Club up with AJ Styles, but what could have happened was they could have attacked AJ Styles and left him weak. You know, could have stretched him out, and then Kevin Owens comes out after commercial and says he wants to win by forfeit and have the ref, you know, count AJ Styles out. And by the time the ref gets to 5, AJ Styles comes back out, banged up but ready to go. That would have been a better idea. Thank you, Vince Russo. The hashtag hire Vince Russo back. This dude knows what he's talking about. Even though he put on some shitty ass feuds back in the day, at least they were entertaining. Like that feud that Kane had with Gene Snitsky, that shit was horrible, but it was entertaining as fuck. Seeing Gene Snitsky punt a baby, that's a doll baby nonetheless, that shit was hilarious. I'm just saying, man, that you know, that shit that Kane did with Lita, that was hilarious. You know, bring him back. I mean, I know he destroyed WCW and everything, but he's learned his lesson on that. You know, hire Vince Russo back. Some people give me flack for saying that. I'm actually telling the truth. Bring him back. Hire him. Because that was a good idea than this weak ass breakup. Because they just broke up with him. They said, we're not friends. We're not brothers. We're nothing. And they just left the ring. And they just says, alright. And that's it? What the fuck? But the one positive that came out of this is that it's been pretty much confirmed, or all but confirmed rather, Balor Club is coming. And I think it's going to happen at SummerSlam. I don't got close. I think we down there drawing and watching TV. Eating his food. Some people say that the Balor Club should debut at Money in the Bank. I say save that for SummerSlam. You know, unless Finn Balor's going to pull double duty. I don't mind him pulling double duty. You know, because Sami Zayn did it. Kevin Owens did it. Even Emma, I would say she's doing it right now. But she's on the shelf at the moment. With the, I think it was herniated disc, I believe. She got back surgery. I wish her the best, man. I can't wait till she comes back. She's going to be out for at least 4 to 6 months, I believe. It's not been confirmed. It's just an educated guess. You know, so don't say I got that from, you know, some random ass source and I didn't leave a link in the description. You know somebody's going to do that. Yeah, this shit was so cheesy, but the Balor Club. I thought man just went back. I'm retarded. Yeah, save the Balor Club for SummerSlam. Money in the Bank, we all know that Money in the Bank is not going to be that big of a pay-per-view. It's just, you know, to crown a new Money in the Bank winner, basically. You know? And we all know that Roman Reigns is going to defeat Seth Rollins clean. Unless a swerve happens. Or, you know what maybe could happen in Money in the Bank? Maybe. Yeah, maybe the Balor Club could happen at Money in the Bank. Maybe is I'm about to say AJ Styles in the match. Don't fucking not thinking. He's not in the Money in the Bank match. He lost this match clean. I don't mind him losing as long as this leads to something big. You know, if that doesn't happen, then this was a waste of a clean loss. I'm just saying. I'm thinking, you know, we can do pretty much the same thing that Bray Wyatt did. You know, remember when the League of Nations was a thing? And I use this Air Force loosely. Remember when the League of Nations was a thing? And he was getting ready to jump on the Reigns. Bray Wyatt came out there and saved his ass. Played the face role pretty well. I'm thinking they could do that with AJ Styles, you know. And besides, Roman Reigns said in an interview that he has a lot of respect for AJ Styles and he's one of the best opponents that he's ever faced. So, what could happen is, at Money in the Bank, at the end of the match, like he can end in like a no contest. I don't know, a lot of people are against having no contest. I know a lot of people are against no contest matches. Or wait, let me rephrase that. A lot of people are against matches ending in no contest. Is what I was trying to say. A lot of people are against matches ending in no contest on pay-per-views. But this time it would make sense, you know, because it could trigger the Balor Club debut. Right as Roman Reigns is going to hit that spear, lights go out. And this is JD's idea, by the way. The lights go out. And I actually shared it on Twitter, and I said, I tweeted to WWE and JD, as well as Joe Cronin. And I said that this is brilliant. WWE, Vince McMahon, if you want to save your company, go with this idea, because, you know, this is something big. You cannot fuck this up like you fucked up everything else. They already buried the Bullet Club. You know, they did that shit from the beginning just by calling them the club. You know, they buried that. They damn near buried AJ Styles, having them take 2 clean losses to Roman Reigns in a row. Payback and Extreme Rules. They do that shit again, I might stop watching. I'm just saying. There's too many people on the roster to be getting fed to one guy, man. Seriously. But the lights go out. Here it go. You know, the heartbeat. Hear the demon voice speaking in reverse. All of a sudden, the lights turn up. Oh, wait. You know what? I just came up with a counter idea for JD. What if, and we're going to keep going with his idea, what if Roman Reigns was going to hit the spear on Seth Rollins right before he can hit it, the lights go out, does that heartbeat thing, the red lights come on, hear the demon voice talking, and you see Gallows and Anderson just come out and Roman Reigns is staring right at him. Crowd goes wild. Lights turn on, Balor standing right behind him. Demon paint and all, and he just beats the shit out of Roman Reigns. Gallows, Anderson, and Finn Balor. AJ Styles comes out for the save for Roman Reigns because they have a lot of respect for each other. They both said it, you know. And this can lead to a 6-man tag match for SummerSlam. You know, this is basically his idea, but just with my own flavor a little bit. You know, just adding on to it. I love that idea. Love that idea. And, you know, this could be like a potential Shield. You know, hey, yo, you know what? Think about it this way. AJ Styles does come in to aid Roman Reigns, but like on a couple episodes of Raw, AJ Styles gets injured, you know, storyline. Not for real, kayfabe. His kayfabe injured, and his replacement is Dean Ambrose. Shield versus Balor Club. Book that shit. WWE, do not fuck this up. You got something big on your hands. I'm loving this shit. Back to the master. Sorry, I'm just getting my hopes up right now, man. Everybody's booking SummerSlam better than WWE right now. That's crazy. But anyway, this is a great match. Awesome match. Definitely pay-per-view quality. KO such a dick. I love it. Pause. Wait, that sounded. Pause. And like I said, I'm fine with this decision because it's leading to a potential AJ Styles versus Finn Balor feud. You know, Finn Balor comes back from kayfabe injury. He can feud with Finn Balor, and that could also lead to something big. Once the Balor Club tears apart the Shield, you know what? No. They just should have an elimination tag match for Survivor Series. Balor Club versus the Shield. Roman Reigns would be the last one, of course, because that's WWE's baby. Finn Balor would be the last person in the Balor Club. You know what? No, he shouldn't be the last person. Finn Balor, Gallows, and Anderson should not be eliminated in that match at all. Every member of the Shield could be eliminated. Maybe. Seth Rollins could possibly get himself disqualified. Who knows? Anything can happen in that match. But the Balor Club should not be eliminated at all. They should all beat the shit out of Roman Reigns, and Finn Balor should be the one to pin him. And he should not kick out. None of that Superman bullshit, man. I'm serious. That Superman thing is just, you know, it's starting to piss me off. It's making me fall out of lust with WWE. I fell in love with WWE as a kid, you know, because of great storylines and because they had multiple guys over and they wasn't feeding random guys to only one guy. They were pushing everybody. But right now they're just focused on one guy, and then Road Dogg. Man, why is Road Dogg even writing for the show? He has no idea what he's talking about. He says there are no definitive heels and definitive faces in the company. Wins and losses don't matter. Maybe he's out of touch, just as out of touch as Vince McMahon is. Who knows, man? But anyway, let's wrap up this Raw review. My overall thoughts. This is a really good show. I enjoyed it from top to bottom. Show had its flaws, but Money in the Bank is already looking great. Boys. And this is something new for me. I usually don't do this. That's what she said. But I usually don't do this. But I'm actually going to rate the show. You know, do it the Lexman style. I'm going to give this show a strong B. Definitely worth watching it if you missed it. If you missed it, go ahead and check it out, bro. I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube if it hadn't been, you know, taken down already. You know, WWE copyright and everything. There are certain sites you can watch, you know, Raw and SmackDown and other pay-per-views and shit on. You can watch them on BollyRules.net, or BollyRules.tv is actually what it's called. WatchWrestling.in. You know, there's certain sites where you can watch wrestling without all these bullshit ads just popping up out of nowhere. BollyRules, I don't recommend it, but it's a good site to go on to watch Ring of Honor and shit. But the ads pop up all over the place, man. But WatchWrestling.in, they don't always pop up, so I recommend that site. You know, that's where I always watch Raw if I missed it. You know, but anyway, with that being said, I'm going to wrap this up. I'll see y'all in the next video, which will be my NXT review. Remember, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, support me on Patreon, and follow me on YouNow, because I'm going to be telling some fucked up stories on there. Yeah, all of that will be in the description down below. I'm out, man. Peace. Fuck Donald Trump. Bye.